One thing that the coronavirus can't take away from us is the joy of just sitting down and reading a good book. But sadly, only 35% of fourth grade students in the country can read proficiently. And those children are 4 times less likely to graduate from high school on time. In a story you'll only see on WMAR 2 News, Eddie Kadam talked with an organization working to change that.
Most schools in Maryland are going back virtually, but the gift of understanding and learning stories won't be lost. As we all turn the page on an uncertain future, there's a nonprofit called Reading Partners Baltimore. They're changing their model to make sure that kids in Baltimore City can get up to and stay at their grade's reading level.
He is a very curious little monkey, and let's find out what he's up to today.
Before Denise Leftwich volunteered with Reading Partners Baltimore, she worked in my field of broadcast journalism and then got into teaching.
And my goal was to find volunteer work where my talents could be applied. And I thought that Reading Partners might be a good place to start.
She's one of the more than 500 volunteer tutors who will reach around 400 students in 16 Baltimore City public schools, nearly half the number of last year, but still reaching so many kids during a crucial time can have a powerful influence.
We know that there's that really important transition in 3rd grade when a student goes from learning to read to reading to learn.
Jeffrey Zwillenberg and the team at Reading Partners Baltimore adjusted the curriculum to create a digital library and train all the volunteers.
Whether it's suffixes or blending or rhyming, we use books to then reinforce the skill that they just learned during that lesson.
The volunteers realize teaching the students through the screen brings new challenges and more distractions, but like any good book, they hope the end result still leaves an impact.
They have to get to know who we are through the screen. And that means that we need to bring a little more energy than we had to do before. We have to be a little more animated. We have to have some signals as to when we might stop.
He would gather her leaves.
Mary Kay Tillman is a retired author. Her payoff is seeing a young person's face light up as they choose their favorite book about a princess or dinosaurs.
And after a while, he was helping me pronounce the names of the dinosaurs. It was fun. And that, that's when reading becomes fun, is when they get to pick a book and they get to talk about what they like about that book.
The words and faces are shifting to screens, but the hearts that bind are as strong as ever, connecting children with a love for literature.
I love it when I hear a child laugh when they're reading, because that means that they understood what they were reading.
The plan is for Reading Partners Connects to go online October 1st. Head to WMAR2news.com if you want to become a tutor or donate. For WMAR 2 News, I'm Eddie Kadam.